Hello everyone, it's Marie and today I'm doing quite a quick video, but it's one that is really highly requested, and it is what do I need to travel and work online as an English teacher. So this is the equipment and things that I use that I take around with me when I travel. And I live out of a carry-on suitcase, so as you can tell there isn't much equipment needed there. So I'm just going to get into it and show you exactly what I use. The reason that I'm making this video mostly is because lots of people tell me that they'd like to teach online, that they'd like to be an English teacher, but they kind of have this assumption in their head that you need to have lots of expensive equipment or just lots of equipment in general. And a lot of the time I hear people, making kind of excuses like, oh, I wish I could do it, but I can't because I just don't have the equipment. So I'm going to prove to you that you really don't need amazing equipment to be an English teacher. So here goes. Before we get started though, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel below to watch more videos from me about being a digital nomad or just travelling around Europe, house sitting, minimalism, and just life in general, that kind of stuff. So anyway, let's get into the video and I'll show you exactly what you need to be a teacher and travel around. So let's start off with the main thing that you'll need, and it is a laptop. Now you don't need an expensive laptop at all. You can use a very cheap standard normal laptop that you could use just for browsing the internet. To load the teaching software program that you use to teach, it really doesn't take up a lot of RAM or hard drive space. It's really a really small basic program. You could run it on any laptop. You could probably run it on a notebook too. Just somewhere that you can type, you have a webcam and a microphone, and that's all you need. Just a standard laptop computer would be fine. I started off with an old broken laptop. A lot of the keys were missing and it used to break down on me all the time and the battery life was terrible. But I started off on that and that was absolutely fine. I used my old laptop until it did actually end up breaking on me, and back when I was in Granada it just broke down and the hard drive stopped and the operating system deleted itself. So that wasn't good. I tried to reset it back to system settings because it was going so slow and it ended up just breaking on me. So I figured I'll just go ahead and get a new one. So I ended up finally getting my MacBook Air, which is a really good thing to have, but trust me, you don't need it at all. In fact, I would recommend you use a Windows operating system if you're working with 51Talk, which is the company I work with. I didn't realise until after I purchased it, but actually the Windows operating system is better for teaching with my company because the group lessons that I teach aren't compatible with Mac yet. So I actually still use Andy's laptop, which is this one here. So when I teach my group classes I use Andy's laptop here, which is just a normal standard laptop, and you can buy these second-hand for like £100, maybe 200. So you don't have to start off on anything expensive, just get yourself a normal standard laptop. The next thing people always say is, well, I don't have a microphone or a webcam. So most laptops these days are built with a webcam, so you should be fine in that respect. I don't have my own special webcam, I just use the webcam that is on my laptop and it works perfectly fine. And as for a microphone, you can buy a headset, but I've actually now started just using the microphone on my laptop as well, and that works perfectly fine too. I think it is preferred to have a headset because it does help with kind of getting rid of outside noise, and also if you're typing to the students they won't hear all the typing if you've got just a headset. But as of now I'm just using the microphone which is built into my laptop, as well as the webcam that's built into my laptop. So as long as your webcam and microphone on your laptop is decent and they can hear you, you're absolutely fine. But I do have a headset, so I'll show you it. This was like £15 from Maplin's, and you can buy it even cheaper online, I'm sure. Just a headset, literally, it's just standard headset with the mic. And I do use this sometimes when I'm using my Windows PC, but this isn't compatible with Mac, so that's why I'm not using it right now. But they're definitely good to have. I always use just normal standard headphones like this, which I just plug into my laptop to use. You can obviously have the volume on, but the problem with not having headphones in is if the kids talk, you hear kind of like a muffling, or they'll hear the background noise of them talking, if that makes sense. So they'll hear it like echo. Whenever they're talking, they'll hear the echo of themselves if you've got your volume on loud. So I prefer just to put a headphone in so I can hear the kids talk and then they can hear me, but they can't hear themselves talk because it will sometimes have a bit of a time delay and then they'll hear echoes and it's just not fun. So just get a pair of basic headphones. You can get them for like a £5 if you want, they're really cheap. So yeah, that's everything you need technical, like that's it. Just a laptop, if you want a headset, and a good pair of headphones. That's it. If you're teaching children, it's good to have some sort of little props. I don't think they're necessary, but I think they're definitely desired, and they do help out a lot. All I have is these little, what are they called, like little snap cards kind of thing, like just little cards which help out with lessons. Talking about the colour green, I'll just show them the green card and then they can learn the colours. Or, you know, if they're really good, I'll give them like a butterfly or talk to them about butterflies. Depends on what we're learning about at the time, you know, if we're learning about birthdays or if they're learning about things like matching things together, I can just match two, things like that. So there's lots of, you know, reasons why I use these, like there's dogs, and, you know, I've got like animal ones as well. Let me think. So I've got like, you know, the cow and goat and stuff like that, just because it's good for the little kids because they can get a bit distracted, so it's good to have something to show them. So these are just some things that I bought from various markets from around the place, wherever I've been. I think these were from Berlin and this was from Brighton. They cost me like £1 or €1 each, so they're really cheap and the kids really love them. So just little things like that, but you really don't need them. If you're not travelling and you have like a permanent home, collect other kinds of things. Some people have like maps behind them and pictures of like the alphabet, which are really helpful. I don't actually need to have any kinds of colourful background behind me because I'm teaching adults and children. So with 5112, the company I work for, they like you to have a plain white background. Right now I'm improvising. I've got this board because where I'm at currently there isn't really a white background, so I've got this this board behind me. But at most places that I'm house sitting or staying, there's always usually some sort of white background, even if it's just a door or something. Someone usually always has a white background somewhere in their house that I can use and just go against, and most people have desks or something. You know, I'm quite lucky house sitting because, you know, it's like a normal home, so I can usually find a place to work. But if we're in an Airbnb, there's always an option as well. I don't need anything special. I don't need to have the alphabet or a world map or anything. Now, when I was going to work for Dada ABC, they did require that, and I did actually buy myself like a kind of just a world map that I could roll up and take with me around. I actually ended up leaving that on a bus by mistake on the way from Granada to Madrid, so someone found that somewhere and has it now, I am assuming. But yeah, I didn't end up working for that company, so I don't need it. So I don't actually need any of that stuff. But if you are traveling and you do need a colourful background, like I said, just buy one of those maps that you can roll up or fold up and then just put it out on your wall wherever you go, and just use blue tack. That's the only thing I could really suggest, but I'm quite lucky. I just need a white background, and most people have white backgrounds in their houses somewhere. So yeah, that's literally everything that I use when I travel around. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to spend a lot. Most people own a laptop, I think. If you don't own a laptop, just buy a really cheap one, but you can probably use whatever you've already got. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. That's pretty much everything I need to show you. There's nothing else that I use to teach at all apart from this stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that you found it helpful, and maybe, hopefully, it's made you realise that you really don't need a lot of stuff to travel and teach online. It's a really low maintenance job. You don't need a lot for it. You don't need to haul loads of things around. It's really simple and you don't need to spend a lot of money at all. So thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, give me a thumbs up and like the video, and also subscribe to my channel to see more things about travelling and being a digital nomad and working online and minimalism and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.